Scalping isn't actually hard, it's just misinterpreted by a lot of people. When I started scalping, I had countless amount of failures trying to scalp the lower time frames and just ending up in a mess where most people fail. Now, if that sounds similar, I have changed my perspective on scalping and I'm gonna share with you 3 scalping tips that not only will increase your win rate, increase your accuracy of trades, but also give you a guideline of what really scalping means. And these 3 concepts are all from my own trading that I do on a daily basis live on YouTube in front of an audience. I have a 2-year track record all done live using the exact same concepts I'm going to discuss in this video. So if that sounds interesting, definitely stick around, watch to the end of the video so you can grasp these 3 concepts and actually make an impact in your trading when it comes to trying to scalp on a session basis. Let's get it. All right, guys, I'm going to break down now my 3 steps that actually got me profitable when scalping. Now, when it comes to scalping, I don't talk about that 1 minute quick in and out, in and out. That mostly leads to people failing. These are real, true things that are proven on a daily basis that have worked for me to be able to catch those session moves. Number 1 is going to be one that seems very normal, but I'm going to go into depth about it. And this is going to be session timing, man. So this is so important for scalping because when we scalp, we're looking for a session move. We're looking to get in from point A to point B as fast and as efficiently as possible. Sometimes that same move, let's say we're looking at this move from point A to point B, this same move can take an hour, or in this case can take 3 minutes, right? So it literally can depend on the volume, but we need to make sure that we are trading in times of volume and accurate times of volume. So I'm going to teach you guys exactly how to do it because sessions are not enough. Sessions are not enough. We need to accurately know exactly what time in sessions are we been seeing the pushes. So the best thing to do is obviously decide what session you want to trade. Do you want to trade London or New York or Asian, right? And once you decide that, you could trade more than one. First of all, you need to understand what time it's going to be. So I'm going to let you in on the secret here. For London, the best time to start trading London is actually 1 hour before London Open and 1 hour after London Open. Now, realize that for NY, it's going to be from NY Open to basically 1 hour after NYSE. Those are the peak times. Just because this whole London session is from here to here doesn't mean that it's juicy trading from here to here. You can see after London initially started, we had London Open move and then ranged. So everyone is thinking, oh, it's London session, let me take a trade. They try scalping this and you get cooked compared to just taking this, which is basically New York Open candle. That candle that pushed is the New York Open candle. And you can see how volume has been so specific on that. The next thing you're going to do is you're going to go to a 15-minute time frame and you're going to measure what is the biggest candle of the session. And you're going to see what time that is, okay? And you need to do that every week and measure the last week. So if we go here and we look at this candle here, this is the biggest candle of New York session here, which is coming in at 20 o'clock, which is 8. If we go to the next day and we see what happened at 8, this candle here, not really big, but it's a different scenario because there's no setup, right? You go to the next day and you find which time are you getting the biggest candles, okay? So obviously what we can see as a trend here, and this is what I want to teach you, is check this period here. This candle before New York Open is giving massive moves, okay? Check this day here, New York Open, massive move. We have, check these here. So from New York Open, we had a 228 pip push. I want you to check as well this day here. This is yesterday. New York Open, same time, we're getting massive. Now, this doesn't, I mean, New York Open sounds perfect, but sometimes it's 30 minutes after, 20 minutes after, maybe it's an hour after, we're getting these volume shifts. So maybe it's an hour after we're getting these volume shifts, okay? And you can see we're coming close to that time right now. Charts are starting to move, okay? So this might replicate today and actually give us options to sell in a minute here, right? Which I could take after this video. Now, what's important is you need to understand that and you want to be involved in the market at that time. So right now, if I see a setup, I want to be involved in the market because this is going to be a volume time. So once you understand volume, it's a huge hack. And you guys need to start looking at that, right? Do some measurement. Look at the move that we had the day before here, 220 pips. You check the next day, 211 pips basically. So you can see very similar moves. And if I measure to the wick, it would be 220 as well. So exact same moves. So that's a very key thing about the market and something you can learn. Now, the next thing I'm going to talk about is the actual entry of scalping. How do you actually want to enter in scalp trades? To actually enter in scalp trades, I'm going to include a free PDF to help you guys. And I'm going to show you the PDF So I'm going to include this free PDF for you guys. This is basically showing my entries. This is going to be in the description. You can have a look at this, but this is my entry rules. I have so many separate videos on this, but I'm going to make these about 3 scalping tips that actually will get you profitable in scalping. And this is going to be a painful one for the guys who love the lower time frame. You need to get off the lower time frame. I want you guys to use confirmations from the 15, 30 minute and 1 hour, meaning that when you're scalping, okay, tip number 2 is going to be to wait for candle closures. I know it seems like you want to enter impulsively, price is moving fast, but it's going to bite you. You need a candle close. The catalyst, all of this, you got messed up, and this is what I want to show you. Messed up, messed up, messed up, candle close, catalyst for the move to get in, right? So one of my rules is waiting for a candle closing below support or a candle closing above resistance, and that's what's going to get you the move that you're actually looking for, okay? And this close, I want it on a 15, 30 or 1 hour. Now, if we have them, we can use the lower time frame to scale in, but you guys need to be waiting for closes here, okay? So I'm going to give you this example and teach you how the strategy basically works. So first of all, we have something called bias. Bias that tells us if I'm looking for buys or sells today, based on how the previous daily and previous 4-hour close. If previous daily and previous 4-hour close bearish, I'm only looking for sells. Bullish, I'm only looking for buys. But in this scenario here, we were mixed, so I can look both for buys and sells. My plan was pretty simple. I was looking for buys above the highs here to fill this clean area. So I wanted a close above here or a close below here to look for the sells, right? And I actually sent this analysis. You guys can see the analysis. So I actually sent the analysis to the guys in the exclusive as I share my NY plans as we're trading together there. And you know, for them to see what I'm looking for, and you can see it's the exact same plan. Sells below there, buys above. I wanted 30 close for sells or deeper 15 close. The wicks are 5-minute support, just a little bit more detail. And if you look here accurately, and we can actually rewind to this so you guys can see, not only did we get the 30 close below, the 1 hour close and the 15 close, and that was the catalyst to get in. And then I could take this trade break of low, stop loss above the 15 as I'm basing it on 15 to fill this range at volume time. I'd like to show you the day before as well. All of this messes you up. You get the close above resistance because this counts as a resistance. One candle closing bullish counts as a resistance. That was the catalyst to actually start the move. Now, this one's a little bit different because this candle wicked into another resistance. So it's pretty hard to enter, and it's not a trade I would actually enter, but you could have. You could have technically entered here on a 5-minute to anticipate to fill the wick. That's a little bit more aggressive style, not the trade I was looking for on that day, okay? But this is what I mean. The candle can give you the confirmation, right? The candle closures on 30, 1 hour, etc. And then you can use other time frames to scale in if that's a way that you prefer. But you have to have those catalysts. So I'm going to include this free PDF that I guys showed you. That's going to show you the different setups that I use and how they're executed. So you guys can have a look at that. Now, for tip number 3, I want to keep this video nice and short. And this tip number 3 is going to be a very crucial one for scalping, and I feel like scalping is not going to work without this. It's not scalping, but you know, session trading. And then I want you to also change your perspective, and I will speak a little bit about scalping at the end, so do stick around to the end of the video because you might miss on some important information I really need you guys to hear, because I was in a very difficult rut trading, trying to scalp, losing so much money, just wasting time, and this really helped. So after these 3 tips, I'm going to explain a bit of that, and then hopefully that helps you and we can wrap up the video. So when it comes to the last tip, it's going to be something I call LTAs, which are clean zones, basically. You need to be scalping in areas that are clean. Don't be trying to scalp in this crap. Just wait for us to get into these clean zones. The moves are so much more efficient. You can see we're getting from point A to point B. And you know, from point A to point B, look for these clean zones. That's where you want to be trading, guys, in the clean zones, because the clean zones are going to give you much better opportunity to be able to take trades. So how do we identify a clean zone? It simply means you are looking for candles that are closing what? Without support or resistance. So back-to-back candles in one direction or the other direction. No opposite closing candles. So this would be obviously a beautiful one, full. And these are high volume zones because price moved with volume, with force through this zone. In the future, when we revisit the zone, we can expect the same move. Same as here. Moved with force and volume, moved with force and volume. Moved with force and volume, moved with force and volume. Now, obviously, we then reach resistance here. And that's a different story when we reach resistance, because now we reach a barrier. But those resistances are not a problem. They become targets. And we look to fill between. Same thing here. Moved with force, moved with force. This thing here didn't really move too much. You can see the wicks, it was pretty slow. Slow grind up, but eventually did do what? Hit target. Target is your next resistance, right? So you can see that we did fill that range. So you avoid having these rejections before and getting messed up, okay? So that's what's really important about having these zones here and trading in these zones. They're going to give you so much higher probability. When you combine these 3 steps together of waiting for closes and accurately using volume times, that's why I put it first, because it's a very important one. It will actually drastically improve your trading, and you can see, you know, pretty much good results just from that. Like that immediately will add 10-15% to your win rate, no doubt. So I recommend you go back test that and you practice, right? Use something like we have Pip Labs, link is in the description. It's a full back testing software. Go try it for free. We give 3 months data free, only email is put in, and then you have access, no sign up or BS. And we're the first browser based tick data backtesting software owned by me, so totally under control. Any feedback, you leave it. Look at the volume coming in right now. I'm loving to make this video in a live example to show you guys, and this is the point. So the last thing I want to do is and this is the same time yesterday, right? But unfortunately there's no setup here because it's closing too deep, so I'm continuing the video, but hopefully soon we're going to get a small pullback here. I'll be looking to get in. So to wrap up the video, what I want to say about scalping is you guys need to change your mindset about scalping to not be looking for those 50 trades, 60 trades a day. Long term, that's not sustainable. Your job here is making easy money in the hardest way possible, but we want to make it as least hard as possible, which is very hard to do because we tend to overcomplicate things for ourselves. So the best thing you're going to do is realize you need to come off that lower time frame. As painful as it seems, as you seem it's the best way, you need to start focusing on understanding the higher time frame, because the higher time frame is like an instruction manual that the lower time frame follows. So don't think, even though the lower time frame built the higher time frame, but the higher time frame instructed it, so all it is just working for the higher time frame. So once you understand that, you'll be able to catch these session moves. Your goal is not to take a trade every single day. I know maybe in the title I put that, but that's just so I can get people to watch this and not see the BS online. You guys understand that. Not every day you'll get a trade, because sometimes you just push through the zone like this. If this just starts melting, how can I take a sell if we're at support? Like, I can't take a sell then because we're too close to support. So you have to realize that. Don't be annoyed at these things. Don't let your brain try to fool you to find a way in. Trade a plan, follow that plan, stick true to it, and look for that one move during a session. London, we normally get one move. New York, we can see 2 big volume moves during New York because of NY Open and NYSE. But don't be fooled to be thinking that you have to go rampage on the charts. It normally ends in blood, sweat, and tears. Well, not literally, but it's just a saying. So I really want to be clear about that in scalping, guys. We need to rebrand scalping. Anything that's like taking 20 positions a day, all of that, that's just BS. We need to rebrand scalping into being looking for a position in a session, because that's what scalping is for me, to take one position during a session. So I hope this helps. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Take care, trade sharp, and hopefully catch you guys very, very soon. Peace.